Welcome back, adventurers, to another trip out to Halloween Horror Nights, where we check out new merch, new experiences, more haunted houses, and even some Death Eaters. So make sure you hang out with us today as we head back to Halloween Horror Nights. So good evening, adventurers, and it is Sunday, which means another trip out to Halloween Horror Nights. Tonight we are out because we still have 4 houses we still need to get through, and we do want to address, is Art the Clown still roaming? And there is some brand new Five Nights at Freddys merchandise that has been released, aka the Plushes. So we want to go check all that out. Then we're going to also try to see Nightmare Fuel tonight, and also just go through the scare zones again. So make sure you have subscribed to the channel, leave a like, and welcome back to Halloween Horror Nights. I do love that they did change the sign out to be a little green. Like you'll notice in the O in horror, the outer line is completely out. So kind of funny, but as always, got to go through Origins of Horrors, and this is one of my favorite scare zones because it goes all the way from here all the way down. Plus, I do love this guy right here. Also, like the Raven, it's so good. Ooh, they actually added a gargoyle right here. Check him out. So it does look like that they did change where you can get return times for AAPs. So last week it was right here. This week it is over there underneath the illumination next to Bake My Day. The thing I do need to do is I need to go over to the Backlot Club and go ahead and scan on in to see what this week's card is. This one's LRT stuff. We're definitely have to go get that one. It is very important that you do come over to the interactive tower in between Minions and where the Illuminations meet and greet is, because you get a card every week, and every week it changes. And this week's is the El Artista card. So last week it was Graves of Flesh. This week it's El Artista. So we're gonna go over. You go over to Five and Dime, and like before, you go into your account, go to My Legend, and then you'll scroll down, and you will go down to the card, and it's Sergio Navarro, aka the El Artista. So let's go get that card really quick, because I do always love getting this, and it's so much fun. Also, what has been amazing is, so from last week to this week, the weather has completely cooled off. Like tonight is the first night we have not felt humidity, and it feels like fall, and it truly feels like Halloween Horror Nights is officially here. I know it's already been here for a little over a month now, but it's cool. I'm not drenched in sweat already. This is gonna be a glorious night. Because I said we're gonna do hatchets and chains, go through a couple scare zones, go get our El Artista card. The goal, because we still have 4 left, we have hatchets and chains, we have Fallout, Grave of Flesh, and Galkin. So those are the 4 we still need to do, and I really cannot wait to do all those, because at that point I can finally give you guys my ranking so far. And as usual, we gotta step off at Mel's Dine-In. Gotta check out the zombie hops, the car hops. I do love the ones on roller skates, but this is one of the coolest things they've added this year. I love it. And right outside of this scare zone is the 5 and 10. I want to go in there and go get our card because I'm super excited for this one. Okay, so like I said, I'm really excited because this one is Sergio Navarro, which is from El Artista. This is the artist that goes crazy and loses his mind after he buys his manor. So we got Grave of Flesh last week, we got this one. So I'm really stupid excited to get the rest of these. Okay, I want to head into the Universal Studios store because I want to check out the Plushes for Five Nights at Freddys. I've already seen them at the front coming in, but I want to show you guys each of them. And actually, they are really stinking cute. Now, one of the things I did not know is that they actually took out the sweet shop here and actually moved it across the way. And so they actually put a lot of the Halloween Horror Night merch up here. So I do want to check it out. The biggest thing is Five Nights at Freddy plushes are finally in. These were a little delayed coming in, but you can see these little plushes are absolutely stinking adorable. So here's Freddy, and each of them are going to be $25. Here is Bonnie. Here is Chica with her little cupcake, her little evil cupcake that loves to eat everything and destroy everything. These are also kind of nice because they have like little beads at the bottom, so they kind of weighted so they sit perfectly. And last but certainly not least is Foxy. So these are super cute. So if you want all four, they are $25. Oh, and they say the eyes glow in the dark. That's actually kind of creepy, but also kind of cool at the same time. But also what I do want to say is look at the lounge fly, the Five Nights at Freddy lounge fly. This thing is absolutely stunning. That's so cool. If you're also curious where it is, so we came in already this way, but if you go into these doors into the Universal Studios store, all the plushes are right there, and there is plenty of plushes. They had all that wall. There was a bunch out in City Walk at the big store, and a bunch of little like baskets full of them as well. So if you are interested, make sure you go get those because those are probably gonna fly off the shelf. Okay, I kind of want to give you an idea of wait times already, being 8:45. So we kind of cut here about the time, about an hour before it gets horrendously busy. Now the biggest problem is like Five Nights at Freddy's already over 100 minutes. I want to say Terrifier's 120 plus. And so we just kind of always get here at the busiest time. This is what the benefits of having a frequent fear pass is to Halloween Horror Nights. We can decide to come out, do 1-2 houses, and then be done. So we don't have to we're not rushing to get everything done, and we kind of get to take our time and enjoy stuff. Like we love walking through the scare zones and everything. So let's get wait times for the haunted houses. So right now, in pretty much from lowest to highest, you have WWE Presents at 35, Grave of Flesh at 45, Dolls at 50, Gawkin at 50, LRTs at 60, Hatchets and Chains at 60, Fallout's at 80, Terrifier went down to 80, so not too bad. Jason's Universe is at 90, Five Nights at Freddy's at 100. So wait times aren't horrendous. I am always interested to see what the wait times will be later on. So, but the benefits is that if you can get a frequent fear pass, go ahead and invest the money, because a lot of times it's very much worth it, because the opening weekend, we literally came out on the first Saturday, came out, did a house, did a couple scare zones, and then left. And then the next day we came in, did a lot more, and then left. So it gives us time to do everything we want to do without having to cram it in every single time. Time to head into the Masquerade of Death scare zone. This is actually one of my favorite ones. It's not my absolute favorite, but this one is very, very done very, very well, and I love it every single time. And especially on a night tonight where the weather is much cooler, these guys are very feisty, and I love it. I don't think I've ever seen this lit up before. Actually, that's so cool. Such a good scare zone. We do need to check out the holophonic light show, the water show over here, because they finally brought that back after it being gone for a couple of years. Ooh, a couple of the stilt walkers are coming out. All right, time to do the Crazy Cat Lady of Crooked Lane. This is such a cool scare zone because not only do you have the scare zone itself, but then you have the almost mini haunted house at the end. Downstairs right now we're behind a bunch of people, so I kind of want to give it a little bit of space between me and them. Oh. Love the pumpkins in the trees. Those are always so good. Also might be a little loud because the music for the water show is going on right now. Okay, something that I've noticed today is that a lot of people have their flashlights on when they go through the scare zones. The biggest thing is that you can't have your flashlight on for the safety of the scare actors. So make sure that when you do go, check your phone, because a lot of people don't know if their phone does have flash on or not. Just make sure you double check that. I've seen a lot of people getting yelled at for it, and the scare actors get really annoyed by it, so just keep that in mind. So actually instead, we actually had gotten Galkin, which is the monster of the north. Now the only downside with this one, this house is all the way in the back, so got a little bit of a walk to do. All right, time for us to go do Galkin, Monster of the North. So let's see how this house goes. Okay, Galkin, cool idea. The set with pieces were amazing, but I think the overall is probably going to be right at about 6 out of 10, maybe 5. I think we'll do 5.5. We'll split down the middle. Scariness level, I could see that being more, but I didn't feel like I got scared until the very end, so I think we'll do scariness level on about a 4.5. So right now that is actually bottom. I actually like the WWE house more than I liked Galkin right now, so maybe it was just our run through, because like when we went through El Artista the first time, it wasn't like the best scares in the world, but I think we'll have to go back through that at least one more time. Kayla's like, oh, I don't think we'll do that one again. I think we'll at least do that one at least one more time. I will say they did learn a lot from last year. So there were 2 houses back here, and there was no cover, no nothing. This year, they actually put up a giant tent over the actual like wait area, and something Universal has done this year as well is almost everywhere throughout almost all the wait times or wait areas that are outside, they have these like really good industrial fans that blow cold air, so they probably run some cold water through them, but it for sure has been a huge difference, especially that back there. It felt so much more organized back there than it did last year with the two houses that were back there. Okay, so this is the one thing I wanted to go check out. So Kayla and our friend Val is currently, they're going to Men in Black to go sit down inside, just because, again, we're both tired and it's been a long day, but horror nights, so you gotta go. But I wanted to come check out these guys, because these are my favorite thing every year, especially ever since they did bring them in. Now the question is, are they going to be out? I don't know.
Market, the boy is nowhere to be found. The Dark Lord's power cannot be challenged, but some of you still resist. Don't get in our way. Soon enough, every wizard and muggle alike will bow before the Dark Lord. Lord Mordred!
actually so cool. I was wondering what they were doing, but I was right behind it, so I couldn't see it. Okay, so one of the big things I do tell people a lot of times, like it's kind of like a small tip. If you go in here looking to kind of get interactions with the Death Eaters, or like if they want to come up to you, don't go to them or like don't put a phone in your face. What a lot of times I do, and especially so that sometimes I like get some of the best like interactions with them, stand off to the side, have your camera up, kind of stand there. They will sometimes come, they will most of the time come to you. So if you want a picture with them, all you do is when they come up say, can I get a picture with you? Or just in general, like if you want to interact with them. So I know like one year when they did it, me, Kayla, and my mom got the dark mark like temporary tattoos to put on our wrist, so it was a lot of fun. So right now they did go in, there is a time period where they are not in Diagon Alley, so just keep that in mind, that they're not out all the time, and they usually stop coming out around midnight. I learned that one year, I was very bummed by it. Something I am going to tell you is that be mindful, if you are here near the back of the park, kind of where Gulkin, where Fallout, where Dolls Let's Play Dead is, as soon as the show lets out, just be mindful. It is going to be a lot of people dumping out into the park, especially at those different houses and everything. So just keep that in mind if you are going to be over back here or you're wanting to see the show. All right, time to do Hatches and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters, which was a 45-minute, but up to 55. Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunter overall was probably an 8 for me. The scariest no on this one, that might honestly be the scariest house of the year for me. I know Jason is pretty good, but that one was good because I just felt like that they were coming from every way. It was loud, there were some good noises and stuff. It really distracted you. When you would get one, sometimes they would go from your right, then from your left. So I think that one's good. Like I said, Kayla's been keeping my list for me so I can at least remember what we've done. We are getting a return time for Grave of Flesh. And then after that, we only have Fallout. I really am glad we came in here because they turned Louis into Freddy Fazbear's, and you can actually take a picture with the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place sign. So I wanted to check out their menu because they do have, why not have both pizza and pasta? So it's a regular pizza with spaghetti and meatballs on top, and then Mike Eggs Benedict sandwich with Canadian bacon, American cheese, and horseradish sauce. And then, of course, the one thing, the cupcake. A nice little $13 cupcake. We're now going into the Mutation Toxic 20 Scare Zone. And I feel like every time I come into the Scare Zone, I always come to see something new. Like I look up there, look at all the green up there, look at all the oozing up there. I think this is a good Scare Zone as well.
Responsibility for any adverse effects that our top of the line rat poison may cause. Delivery. Oh, please. I didn't mean it. I swear.
Better than probably you're doing right now.
Oh yeah, most definitely. This whole thing, they're trying to pin it on me.
I don't believe it was you. I don't believe it was you.
You don't believe it was me? Thank you, yeah. A lot of people are trying to frame me as the villain here. It wasn't me. It was that guy.
It was him?
Yeah, I was just trying to make a delivery, that's all. You know, I was just trying to do my thing. And they were trying to rob a bank. Whoa. Oh. They rear-ended Now look, all the goo spread out throughout the city. I'll be honest though, BuzzCon should have warned me about the goo being toxic.
They really should have, yeah.
Oh, he's trying to throw the goo at me. Oh.
Can we also just talk about really quickly how weird, one, no houses over here, and I don't think any houses are going to be back here moving forward, but there is no Rip Ride Rocket right here. That is so weird. And since we're going to be back here, I wanted to see this as well, because this is the closest you'll ever get to a ride being torn down. But like the double brake run here, that is completely and utterly gone. All right, time to do Grave of Flesh. This is going to be now house 9 of 10 for us. Okay, underwhelmed with Grave of Flesh. Now, I don't know if maybe it was just the run through we had, or it just wasn't that scary. Like overall, it was like a 4 for me. Scary's level, that's like a 3. In reality, actually, as much as I thought, oh, WWE is going to be the bottom of my list, WWE is not sitting at the bottom of my list because WWE was actually a really good house. So, but I do think that is going to be it for us tonight with only one house left to do. And that's Fallout. So, and one last walkthrough of Origins of Horror. I always love this because I do love the statues, love the art statue, but I love the gargoyles, I love the chainsaws in here, I love the ravens. It's a very good, simple scare zone, but it does it very effectively what it's trying to do. Also, I don't know if it was just because of last week how much it rained or in general, but I genuinely feel like that like scare zones are brighter. I feel like generally the park is a lot brighter. And I'm not actually sure if it's just me or is it because it's a much more clear sky and maybe it's the moon, but it genuinely felt like that at times. It felt like the park was a lot brighter, like going through Origins of Horror and that sign. I'm not sure. It's weird. I was just thinking about that as we were walking out. I was like, I actually could see things a lot better, even though you can't see me right now because there's a light right there. But yeah, not sure what the deal was, but I actually like that actually a lot more. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and call it from our adventures out here to Halloween Horror Nights. And I think tonight was probably one of the best nights we've come out because we were originally trying to get 1, maybe 2 houses done, and we've got 3. We are officially done with 9 of the houses finally, and we only have 1 left. Overall, it was a good time. Like I said, we were able to go get our card, and it was the El Artista one. We were able to get through Flesh of the Grave, the Hunters and Demons, and then Gawkins. So definitely a productive night. Got to see all the new Five Nights at Freddy's plushies that are out, which are absolutely adorable. And I'm shocked I didn't get one. But overall, it was a fantastic time coming out to Halloween Horror Nights. So if you haven't done so, make sure you do come on out. If you also haven't subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. We will continue to do it coming out and doing as much as we can. But with all that being said though, as we do head out from our trip out here to Halloween Horror Nights, we'll see you guys on the next adventure.